What's good, family? Welcome to SwipeRightHoodEdition, where we break down modern dating for the streets. Raw, unfiltered, and with just enough sarcasm to keep it spicy. If you're out here trying to figure out if that Tinder match is a blessing or a scam, or if your latest situationship is worth the headache, you're in the right place. Let's get into it because y'all know this dating game is wild out here. First of all, can we talk about these dating apps? Look, I'm not saying they're bad, but let's be real, 80% of the time you're swiping through the same recycled faces in your city. And don't let me catch you on an app with no bio or a profile pic from 2017. Like, bruh, you didn't even try. If you're out here advertising yourself, at least make it look like you care. Now let's talk about what you need to look out for. If their bio says, just here for a good time, not a long time, you already know what it is. That's a walking red flag. And if their pictures are all group shots where you can't tell who's who, yeah, they're probably the least attractive one in the group. Let's not play ourselves. But here's the kicker. Even when you find someone cute, you've got to figure out if they're actually worth your time. It's not just about looks, it's about the vibe, the energy, and whether they can hold a conversation that goes beyond the surface level. That's where the first conversation comes in. This is your chance to dig a little deeper, to see if there's a real connection or if it's just a fleeting attraction. You want to know if they can keep up with your wit, your humor, and your interests. And no, we're not doing small talk about the weather. Small talk is for strangers on the bus, not for someone you're considering spending your time with. You need to get to the heart of who they are. You've got to hit them with the real questions. So, what's the wildest thing you've ever done? This isn't just about getting a crazy story. It's about seeing how they handle spontaneity and adventure, because you need to know if they're about that life. Are they the type to take risks, to step out of their comfort zone? Or are they more reserved? Their answer can tell you a lot about their personality. What's your biggest toxic trait? This question might seem a bit forward, but it's crucial. Everyone has flaws, and it's better to know upfront what you might be dealing with. They'll probably say something cute like, "I love too hard," but at least you'll see if they're self-aware. Self-awareness is key in any relationship. If they can acknowledge their flaws, it shows maturity and a willingness to grow. If you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? This might seem like a lighthearted question, but it can reveal a lot about their tastes and preferences. Because if they say something basic like chicken tenders, you already know they're not bringing anything interesting to the table. You want someone who's adventurous, who's willing to try new things, and who can introduce you to new experiences. So, these first conversations are crucial in setting the tone for what could be a beautiful relationship. Now, let's talk about the first meetup. This is where things can go south real quick if you're not careful. The first impression is crucial, and the setting of your first meetup can set the tone for everything that follows. You want to make sure it's a place where both of you feel comfortable and can genuinely get to know each other. Rule number 1, do not let them pull the, "just come over to my crib, I'll cook for you" move. It might sound sweet and intimate, but it's a risky move for a first meetup. You don't know this person well enough to be in their personal space, and it can lead to awkward or even unsafe situations. Look, that's not a date. That's a trap. It's a way to get you alone and see how quickly you'll let your guard down. You deserve better than that. A real date involves effort and thoughtfulness, not just convenience. They don't want to cook. They want to see how fast you'll fold. It's a test, and you don't need to be anyone's test subject. Stand your ground and suggest a more appropriate setting. Instead, pick a spot that's neutral and public. Coffee shop? Cool. It's casual, low pressure, and you can easily leave if things aren't going well. Plus, it's a great way to see if you can hold a conversation without distractions. A chill restaurant? Even better. You get to enjoy a meal together, which can be a bonding experience. It also gives you a chance to see how they treat the staff and handle social situations. Bowling or an arcade? Perfect. It's fun, casual, and you'll learn if they can handle a little competition. Activities like these can break the ice and create a relaxed atmosphere where you can both be yourselves. And ladies, don't let him suggest a movie for a first date. It might seem like a classic choice, but it's not ideal for getting to know someone. You'll spend 2 hours sitting in silence, and that's not the point of a first meetup. You're not about to sit in silence for 2 hours with someone you barely know. The goal is to interact, to talk, to laugh, and to see if there's a real connection. So choose a setting that encourages conversation and lets you both shine. Fellas, I've got tips for you too. If you're picking her up, please clean your car. No one wants to sit on last week's fast food bags. And for the love of everything holy, don't play your mixtape on the way to the date. This is not your SoundCloud promo tour. Now, once you're at the date, pay attention to the vibe. The atmosphere around you can tell you a lot about how the date is going. Is the setting comfortable and relaxed? Or does it feel tense and awkward? These subtle cues can be very telling. Are they actually listening to you, or are they glued to their phone? A person who is genuinely interested will be engaged in the conversation, making you feel heard and valued. On the other hand, if they're constantly checking their phone, it might be a sign that they're not fully present. Do they make eye contact, or do they seem like they're waiting for an escape route? Eye contact is a powerful indicator of interest and connection. If they're avoiding your gaze, it might mean they're not as invested in the date as you are. Body language tells you everything you need to know. Are they leaning in, nodding, and showing open gestures? Or are they closed off, with crossed arms and a distant posture? These nonverbal cues can reveal their true feelings. Here's a fun little test. Crack a joke that's a little off the wall. Humor can be a great way to break the ice and gauge their personality. If they laugh, even if it's corny, they've got a good sense of humor. Shared laughter can be a sign of a strong connection and mutual understanding. If they just stare at you like you've got two heads, pack it up. They're not your person. It's important to be with someone who gets you and appreciates your quirks. Trust your instincts and read the vibe to know if it's worth pursuing. Let's keep it 100 for a second, though. Dating isn't just about finding someone who matches your vibe. It's also about protecting your peace. If you feel like you're forcing the connection, let it go. Life is too short to be chasing after someone who's not matching your energy. And let's address this ghosting culture real quick. If someone ghosts you, let them go. Don't send that, "Hey, just checking in" text. They're not lost, they just don't want to be found. Respect yourself enough to move on and save your energy for someone who actually values your time. All right, before we wrap this up, let me leave you with some final advice. 1. Always trust your intuition. If something feels off, it probably is. 2. Set boundaries early. Don't let anyone guilt trip you into bending your standards. And 3, most importantly, don't forget to have fun. Dating should be an adventure, not a got this. Gap 3S. All right, let's dive into something super important, maintaining healthy relationships. So you've met someone special and things are going well. How do you keep the flame alive and ensure your relationship stays healthy? First off, communication is key. It might sound cliche, but open and honest communication can make or break a relationship. Make it a habit to check in with your partner regularly. Ask them how they're feeling, what they need, and share your own thoughts and feelings too. Next, let's talk about compromise. Relationships are a two-way street, and sometimes you'll need to meet halfway. For instance, if your partner loves hiking but you're more of a beach person, plan a weekend where you do both. This shows that you're willing to make an effort to enjoy each other's interests. Another crucial aspect is maintaining your individuality. It's easy to get lost in a relationship, but remember to keep nurturing your own hobbies and friendships. This not only makes you a more interesting person, but also prevents you from becoming overly dependent on your partner. Let's not forget the power of appreciation. Little gestures like saying thank you, giving compliments, or surprising your partner with their favorite snack can go a long way. These small acts of kindness show that you care and are paying attention. Now here's a real life example. I had a friend who was in a long-term relationship, and they made it a rule to have a date night every week. No matter how busy they were, they'd set aside one evening just for themselves. No phones, no distractions. This helped them reconnect and keep the spark alive. Lastly, always be willing to grow together. Life is full of changes, and a healthy relationship adapts to those changes. Support each other's goals and dreams, and don't be afraid to grow and evolve together. Maintaining a healthy relationship takes effort, but it's totally worth it. Keep these tips in mind, and you'll be well on your way to a happy, fulfilling partnership. You got this! If you're feeling what I'm putting down, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. We post every Monday and Friday, sometimes twice a week if we're feeling spicy. Drop a comment below and tell me your craziest dating story. And who knows, it might end up in the next video. Alright y'all, stay safe, stay smart, and keep swiping until you find what you're looking for. Peace out!